There.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right here. Love you.
Love you too. Today is Saturday, July 22nd, and this is our first look at the garden in real life for 2 weeks. And if you've been watching any of the videos up until this point, you can see how much the garden changes in just a single week. So this is going to be wild, you guys.
I don't think they're ready for this.
I don't think you're ready for this. I wasn't ready for this.
We weren't going to do this until, actually look at the garden until this morning, and we actually snuck a peek last night.
We were out here with flashlights at midnight. I think that anybody that drove by thought we were probably crazy because we were hooting and hollering and laughing and having all the feels. So,
and if you didn't see last week's video, go check it out. We were at Elkhart Lake doing very important things, watching race cars.
All right.
Well,
should we show them?
Let's show them.
All right, here we go. My very highly technical video skills here. All right. So, this is the garden, Saturday, July 22nd. It's like shock and awe, you guys.
Well, then let's just get one more.
Okay, this is a zucchini plant that Troy's next to right now. And that is how tall?
I'm going to go 40 inches.
40 inches tall.
And here, let's just do this live. We found this last night. Oh my God, honey, that other one is just as big. I'm picking it too.
Oh my goodness. Zucchini.
Take that one.
I'm just getting the scale of it.
Yeah.
Okay. There's one zucchini. There's another.
Looks
Oh boy.
like we got more chocolate zucchini cake coming.
We do. So set those bad boys down. We are going to have a big harvest day. Hey, is there any way you can weigh one of those?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do you want to put it on the tarp so that it's harder ground?
It won't affect it that much. We're going to go 5 pounds, 10 ounces.
Oh boy. That's almost as big as our children when they were born.
3 pounds. But that's not even the impressive things.
No. Let's move on to pumpkins. Let's talk pumpkins. So,
let's talk pumpkins.
Talking to my parents. Well, first, hang on. Just look at this. There's almost not anywhere to walk in between these vines. It is a, at least 36-inch tall bunch of vines that are just all over and loaded with fruit. So as long as we're talking pumpkins, let's go. Look at this. My mom and dad told me, oh yeah, you've got pumpkins the size of basketballs. And I thought, there's no way.
11 inches across.
Way. Let's see if we can get a weight on this bad boy. Now this is highly technical and scientific.
Okay. Yeah, because you got the weight of the vine and everything too. But
well, and
I'm gonna go. It's gonna go well north of 10.
Ah,
it's
error.
Well, okay, so we'll grab the. Let me go grab the bathroom scale.
Okay. While he's grabbing the other scale, I'll kind of walk you around this madness. So yeah, we've got 2 zucchini plants. Here's the second one, and actually this one is taller than the first one.
I'll get a height on it in a second.
And
this one doesn't have near the fruit on it though.
This one has been picked recently. My mom has been coming out here and they've been harvesting what needs to be harvested as it's coming on. 45 inches tall. We now have a bathroom scale to check the weight on our pumpkin.
And this isn't even the biggest one we've found. All right, we're zeroed. Oh, come on.
This is live. Of course it's not going to work properly.
Why don't you stick on there? 7 pounds.
7 pounds. And I think it's that one over there that's even bigger.
It is. It's way bigger.
So yeah, there's pumpkins, and you can see the leaves change here. This is a poor little melon trying to do its thing. And nearly getting choked out by the pumpkin.
Yeah, here there's a couple over here that are well north of 12 inches across.
I don't know if you can see that from over here. These vines are pretty prickly as well, so it's not terribly comfortable to go walking through them. We've got 2 different varieties of pumpkins out here.
22 pounds.
22 pounds on that pumpkin.
Oh my God.
And it is July 22nd. These things are not going to be harvested for another 4 to 6 weeks.
All right, why don't you come around? Let's talk penny. Oh, there's not more pumpkin here.
Yeah, this is another variety of pumpkin here. These are your traditional
Jack-o'-lantern pumpkins.
jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. They're going to turn orange. The ones that we just showed you are actually blue, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be blue in color.
Only
Pretty
on the
cool
outside.
looking. And yeah, wow. So patty pan squash. This past week, Gavin had brought some patty pan home from the garden here because he stopped up while we were in Elkhart Lake. And so these patty pan squash plants, which Troy's measuring for height right now. My camera work is awful today.
47.
I apologize. 47 inches tall.
Almost 4 feet tall. Almost taller than me.
Yeah, Mark, he already put that out there for you, so you can't mention it. These were harvested completely a week ago.
Really?
6 days ago, these were harvested completely. So, Troy, can you pull that back?
Oh,
Camera down.
camera fail. Sorry, guys.
There's the patty pan squash. We had stuffed patty pan this past week because Gavin brought some of those home for us. Really great recipe. Text us if you're local and you want patty pan, or if you want the recipe. These things are insane.
I gotta go get that.
So yeah, we're all over the place this morning because we're just kind of in disbelief over the bounty of the garden. These are Honeyboat Delicata squash. Colleen, this is for you. And we're gonna have a bumper crop. Look at that, it's a twin. How wild is that? Cool. But this is the Honeyboat Delicata. They are coming on really well. And, oh, there's another twin. Holy cow. Everything is just producing amazingly. Wild. So then we come over here. We've got mango melons. I'm not really seeing these set on a whole lot of fruit at this point. There's some right down here in the middle. Lots of little insects. As we get over near the tomatoes, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not, but I noticed just standing in the tomatoes, you can hear the bees. We've got so many big bumblebees in here, just happier than pigs in poo, as they say on the farm. Getting all of the pollen they can from all of these many, many blossoms. Here is Troy's watermelon. I've got one here I can show you. It's looking good. And we've got a number of these throughout the garden. Can't wait to break into one of those and see what that tastes like. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of get the scope of it from this end of the garden. There's Troy hiding in the patty pan. Insanity. I'm gonna walk you through over here real quick while he's harvesting some of those patty pans. There's a bumbler. Very happy, doing his job on the bitter melon. Do your thing. Over here we have cucamelon. These guys have been really slow to come on. I feel like the fruit that we've been seeing on the cucamelon has been the same size for the last 3 weeks. The vines are growing really nicely, so that's fantastic. Our cucumbers look a little weird as far as the plants go. I mean, they don't seem all that impressive, but I picked a native cucumber for breakfast this morning because it was huge and it was fantastic. Oh, there's a bigger cucamelon. Look at that little guy. Isn't he cute? All right, so today's gonna be a big harvest day. We've got lots more cucumbers here to pick. That one's only about half the size of the two that I picked earlier this morning. This is tomatillo. These poor, sad little plants that went into the ground are now absolutely insane. We've got to kind of trim these up and tie these up. We're at a point now where they're all setting on fruit. And as you can see, they grow in a husk. And you kind of feel the husk to feel the fruit fill out in there. You don't really pick these until the husk goes brownish. But you can see in there, they're coming. They're all over the place. So we're going to use these. Going to use some of our jalapenos to make salsa verde. And this year I'm going to pay more attention to the heat, make it a little more spicy. My batch from last year wasn't quite as spicy as I would have liked. So we discovered that these plants that were labeled San Marzano tomatoes, we've known they haven't been San Marzano for quite some time, but we finally determined that they are Brussels sprouts, and they are starting to set on their little Brussels sprouts. They are very happy. I believe this is a cabbage. Nope, that's a Brussels sprout too. Our marigolds, they're pretty. They help with pest control. You can kind of see as you look up and down all of these brassicas, which are the Brussels sprouts, the broccoli, and the cabbage. What's common in this area is white butterflies. And the white butterflies come in, they lay their eggs on the plants, and you end up with these tiny little worms that just eat holes in all of your leaves. And we're very fortunate. I mean, there's little to no damage on all of these plants. So let me be mindful of my shadow here. These are our megaton cabbages, and literally that's the size of the head right now. These things are gonna get big. Here's some of what Troy has just harvested off of the patty pan squash. Again, if you're watching, I'm glad you're here. Again, the purpose of this is for us to learn. We've learned so much already. It's hard sometimes to stay present in what we're doing with the garden in its current state while we're already thinking about next year and what we're going to do different. I can tell you right now, how many patty pans are we planting next year?
One.
So, if you know us, if you're local to us, either at the farm or down in the cities, and you want patty pan squash, text us, call us.
Show up at our door.
So, yeah, plenty to go around. All right, so we'll keep moving on here. Broccoli is still doing great. We've harvested numerous times. Had many dinners of broccoli. I think we're at a point now where with some of the broccoli, we will probably pick it, blanch it, and then freeze it so that we can use it at a later date. My sister's calling. Sorry, sis, I'll give you a call in just a little bit. I sent her some pictures of weird things that are going on with my tomatoes, asking for her advice. So we'll see what she has to say. Gonna move on here a little bit. Hey, hon, you wanna put a pin in the harvest? And
yeah.
All right. So today is gonna be weeding. It's gonna be harvest. Just 1 week away from the garden, and it's feeling out of control, but it's also feeling fantastic because of the bounty of it all. I mean, it's amazing. We're going to be able to have fresh fruit and vegetables for our family and for our extended family as well. Check it out. This is making me very happy. If you've been watching the progression and my anxiousness over the morning glories, I have my first bloom today. Very pretty. They're coming. They're reaching out. I've got one over here that is, where is it? Oh, yes, here it is. It is choking this poor onion, so I will try and reroute that guy.
Yeah, I'll do that.
These are our herbs. We've got many plans for the herbs next year. They're going to have their own little perennial area where we can monitor them better and make sure they're getting what they need as far as being weeded and such. All right, here is spaghetti squash. And guess what? we're gonna have lots of spaghetti squash. Look at that. There's my hand to give you an idea on size. And these are prolific. Oh, there's one that didn't make it for whatever reason. That's okay. And then, yep, we get over here. And this is, that's a squash, like a standard. I need more hands. Standard squash. And then we get over here into ground cherries. These guys, you know, we learned here, I need to give these guys some more room. But these are like the tomatillos in that they develop inside a husk. And what a pretty little bloom.
Oh, it is.
And they, inside the husk, when the husk turns brown and it falls off the plant onto the ground, then it's ready to eat. Easy peasy harvest. Sorry, Mr. Bees.
And that's why they call it ground cherries, I guess.
Yeah. These are the mucho nacho peppers. And look at it. We're starting to get the little fruits on there. They're coming. Man, these guys take forever. What we learned about them so far is we're going to start them much earlier next year. And there's what, Thai hot chilies in here too?
Yeah.
Thai
hot chili peppers.
I don't see much in the way of fruit on those, do you?
No, I don't even really see any blooms yet.
Okay.
But, oh yeah, right here, we got a bloom. So they're just starting to come on. I mean, I figured the peppers were going to be the end of the season harvest.
Tomatoes. Okay.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes are
94 tomatoes.
an absolute jungle.
Disaster.
They do kind of feel like a disaster, but I get super excited when I see the potential in here. So there's going to be some weeding that happens in the tomatoes. There's going to be a lot of pruning that happens today in the tomatoes and a lot of tying them up to the fence. We've got some stress in here. You know, we'll assess those issues as well.
I think a lot of that is due to lack of airflow.
Yeah, so trimming up the leaves and branches is going to get better airflow in here and help stave off whatever's turning those leaves yellow. I think it's called blight, but again, learning. There's just, and there's another bumbler friend. Look at these. I can't wait for some of these to start blushing and ripening. There are a couple, I'll see if I can find them again. There's a couple of golden something cherry tomatoes down at the other end that are near ripening. So this is the plant that I picked a couple off of, and Troy just picked one off. It looks like some sort of insect has damaged some of the fruit. Look at that, you guys. Taking orders for tomatoes. Where it looks like an insect has been burrowing into them. So I'm going to do a little research on that. See what we can do to try and stave that off. I think at this point that probably what we'll do is we'll just take those tomatoes off so that the plant is not trying to put any more energy into growing them and actually puts its energy into growing the healthy fruit that's left on the stalk. These are basil. This basil plant is taller than the tomato next to it, and it's how tall?
27 inches.
27 inches. Boom. The beauty of the bounty. Daikon radish. So it's kind of funny. My Uncle Ralph has been eating these things. My dad picked one for him earlier this week. It was about 12 inches long, and my uncle said he ate it for dinner. He likes them that well that he just eats them raw for dinner. Yeah. Can we get a length on that?
She's going 15 all
15 inch Daikon radish.
And it was sticking, what, 5 inches out of the ground. Because at about that point in the soil, we changed from a loamy sand to a real thick gravelly sand. And so I just don't think that they're able to penetrate it, which is fine. I mean,
that's a sufficiently sized radish.
Yeah.
And that makes us excited for the carrots, which are next in line here. Carrots, again, are kind of sporadic. I have a feeling we'll probably harvest all the daikon today, unless we've got smaller ones that we can leave.
Some smaller ones in here. Yeah.
So the carrots are coming along. The ones that we transplanted are doing okay. There's still some that show signs of stress, but yeah, when you see the way those daikon radishes grow and how well they grow in the sandy soil, it makes me super excited to see what our carrots are going to turn into this year, because
based on past harvests.
yeah, this garden has been absolutely fantastic for root vegetables. So, did you find a potato bug? I've never shown one on video. So if you see one, let me know.
I know where there are some.
So the potatoes, I have no doubt in my mind that we're going to have a great potato harvest. But when you look at them, these guys don't look great, and those guys down there do look great, still amidst the weeds. But my mom and dad have come out and have stolen some potatoes at this point, and we've gotten some that are really good size. So, yeah, I think we're going to be fine on potatoes this year. The potato bugs have been a challenge, but yeah, 7 rows of potatoes. So, going to be plenty of those as well. These guys I was warned about. These are the currant tomatoes, Currant, like the currant berries. And the reason they're called currant tomatoes is because that is the size of the fruit. I was told that they would get super duper bushy, and true to form, they are super duper bushy. I'm trying to find, here's some of the fruit. Teeny weeny little guys. I've had some of these that have ripened already in our city garden and have eaten them. Probably won't plant those again next year. I thought it was really neat. They're a little hard, even when they're fully ripe, and they're a little bitter. I think it's because they're so tiny, they don't have a whole lot of room for the meat of the tomato, which is where the juice and the sweetness comes into play. Okay, snow peas. Snow peas, they look great. They really do. We're going to harvest these. Troy uses them all the time in stir fries for our dinners. We're probably going to we'll do some research, but at this point I think what we'll probably do is blanch them and then freeze them and then vacuum pack them, so that in the middle of December we can go ahead and have snow peas. These are potato bugs. So Troy found different stages here. These darker ones, those are adults. These are the newt stage. So the adults lay their eggs on the leaves. The eggs hatch. They are like this, and they eat and eat and eat, and then they get big like that, and then they fall off the leaf and they burrow into the ground, and they go into kind of a stasis. Highly scientific here. And then they emerge as those adults, and they destroy the potato vegetation above the ground. Best way to stay on top of those, natural way, is to just go out and pinch them with your fingers. We are not here 5 days out of 7. It's very difficult to stay on top of that. We did some dusting, which has helped, but we're still finding some here and there. So the battle is real and ongoing, but again, not to the point where we're not going to be able to get a decent potato harvest. These are another kind of snow pea. They're yellow snow pea, so they might not look healthy, but they're intended to be that way. Doing pretty well here. These guys seem to suffer the most from heat. So we didn't get a whole lot of production on these guys. Their blossoms are so stinking pretty.
But I think we're going to get a second harvest because we're cooling off so already.
Yeah. And then we get down into here, and we're looking at shell peas. So these shell peas are absolutely loaded. On these guys, you wait until they puff up like this. Hey, Troy, can you come crack this open for me, please?
Yeah, sorry, I just found a potato bug.
It's okay. So it takes someone sitting down, popping these open until you get your peas. And then you know what we're gonna have? We're gonna have cream new potatoes and peas. You know what I like to do? I like to eat them raw, fresh out of the garden. So sweet. So sweet. All right. Now that I'm talking with my mouth full, these are kidney beans. Check these bad boys out.
They look just like green beans to me.
They really do.
Oh,
And
here's some more mature ones, hon.
oh, wow.
So they're more of a broad bean.
They're coming on, and these guys will just stay out here. We'll probably find a way to, cordon them up to the fence a little bit. And Duke found a critter in the trees that he's barking at. But these will stay on the plant and dry on the plant because that's how we're going to store them, as dry beans. And if we want to make chili or whatever, we will rehydrate and take it from there. Because with this production that we're seeing and expecting out of the garden, our freezer is going to be full, and we're going to have shelves full of canned goods as well. Can I sneak past you to get to the pintos?
And I'm going to laugh all the way when we don't have to go to the grocery store.
You got it. All right, so I'm going to sneak past Troy.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Trying to get some weeding done while we're out here.
Yep. And we switch over to pinto beans down here near the end. I don't readily see the stake right now where it transitioned over. It doesn't look like these guys are really setting on beans just yet, but we've got plenty of blossoms. 3 more rows of potatoes. And these are more pinto beans. Some weeds, obviously, that need to come out of there. Potatoes. Hey, as long as you're there, do you want to pick a plant and see if you can steal a potato or two so that we can...
Yeah, let's wait. I want to steal a Nakota.
Okay.
I want to see what those are doing.
Sounds great.
Because I've checked them once already.
All right. So these beans... Let me check. These are a bush. A provider bush. They're not doing a whole lot just yet. There are a few beans in here. We're definitely going to be harvesting. Okay, there we go.
That's the thing about bush. I think why we're going to plant them amongst the potatoes next year is they're supposed to help with keeping the potato bugs out of there. And I think the potatoes help keep them upright.
Yep. These are beautiful. These are called Royal Burgundy beans. And first of all, take a look at how beautiful those little blossoms are. Second, take a look at the beans. They're just super dark purple. And when you cook them, they turn green. So the mystery, the whimsy ends as soon as you cook it. But it's fun. These are the ones we call Big Purple. And it's kind of wild to look at these blossoms. And as you've seen with the peas and most of the beans, their blossoms are purple or lavender color. And these guys are bright orange. And these bean pods, like Troy said, they're a little fuzzy feeling on the outside.
Like a peach.
I'm told that they're not great to eat unless you're eating them really young like this. But the people plant them as privacy fence because they grow more than 6 feet tall. They've got these pretty orange blossoms on them. And when these pods mature and the beans inside mature, they are about 1 inch long. They're just crazy big beans. These are more beans. These also turn green when you cook them. But we've had really good luck. Look at that.
We're going to have actual potato seed. If nobody's ever seen it, yes, potatoes are a family of the nightshade. They're not edible, but they're seed pods.
Look at, we got more here too.
Yep. They will appear almost like a tomato. And then we can plant them as a seed, and then they won't be an actual clone. They would be their own new... Look at this. There's another big bunch there. See how they're bunched up just like a tomato would?
Yeah. Wild.
And I really think that, because that is a different variety of potato there, I think they're just done.
Mm-hmm.
Because those flowered super early. Those were the Viking, I believe.
These are our rattlesnake beans. And yeah,
Oh,
these
they
are...
start way back there. There's a crap ton of, oh my lord.
do that again. So I think next year we're going to take a look at maybe doing cattle panel for the beans.
I actually think I want to switch back to that fence. I like the narrower wire for the beans and stuff because it gives them more places to grab a hold of.
Okay.
So, but that's winter discussions.
Yeah. If you're still with us, thank you so much. I know this is a
gonna be
lot.
long one.
Here's our Nakota potatoes. Holy crap, they're getting shaded. Look at, you've got seeds.
Oh yeah, look
On
at
these
these
too.
ones are different. Just the shape of them is totally. Oh no, those are the flowers. I don't think we have any fruit yet.
Oh, I guess not. Okay, you're right. Those are flowers.
All right.
I got excited. So Troy's going to show us what it means to steal potatoes.
This guy right here. So I'm just gonna dig down here.
Now, I'm not sure which ones my mom stole from. So if we're trying to look for the same potatoes that she stole from.
Ooh.
There we go. Baby potatoes, y'all.
And we leave that. So you go along 3-4 plants. You got yourself a me.
There you go.
Those look really nice.
So that's it, guys. That's the garden for Saturday, July 22nd. And
Help.
we're going to be busy. That is for sure. But seriously, we've planted enough for dozens of families. And if you want any patty pan, if you want any zucchini, hit us up.
Patty pan show up on your front porch. It was probably us.
Yeah, pretty much. So we're going to do some harvesting. We're going to do some weeding. And I'll probably do another brief video when we're done with that so you can see what the bounty of the garden, what we got for harvest. And then we'll talk a little bit about what we're going to do with it. And as we move on in the season, we'll probably do some brief videos of how we're preserving, which would be canning, freezing. We don't really have any plans to do any dehydration or anything, or any freeze drying at this point. That's a little more advanced than where we're at in our whole process, but this is it. Thanks for coming along on the journey with us. Until next time, take care.